Hello, I'm Sean. I'm just a Yank around the world. Today I'll be talking about the potential loss of a cultural British icon. Have a pint, and I'll explain why from a Yank around the world. Every Saturday, I never feel like making breakfast at home. It's market day, and my daily routine goes as follows: buy fish from my fishmonger, a ribeye steak or chicken from the butcher shop, buy fruit and vegetables from the stall, and make a few bets at Ladbrokes, depending on the game of the day. Before I do any of that, I go to the Golden Lion. What's the Golden Lion, you ask? Well, it's one of the many pubs out in Newmarket. I order a typical English breakfast and a pint to go with it. Nobody cares or judges you about drinking in the daytime, as they themselves are doing it as well. A pub is more than just a bar, though. Families with small children come around. There are other activities such as quiz nights, watch parties for the big fight, or the World Cup going around. And I think you know who everyone's rooting for around here, as well as being the venue for holiday parties. Life is back to normal out here in the UK after 2 years in lockdown. While the Golden Lion and some pubs have recovered, some were not as fortunate. Walking around the town, there are pubs that have to let, or to rent for Americans, signs plastered on them. Others have been turned into something completely different, and some have been completely abandoned altogether. It is quite alarming losing a cultural icon. Like the monarchy, the Beatles, fish and chips, and the pub has been a British staple, and many are closing. Per the Telegraph, on average of 50 pubs have closed every month in England and Wales. From January to June 2022, there have been a number of pub closures risen to 485, much higher from last year of 254. There have been many reasons as to why so many have closed. The chairman of Wetherspoons, Tim Martin, gave his reasons, such as cheaper alcohol from supermarkets due to paying less VAT, or value added tax, than what pubs pay, increased prices in ingredients, energy bills, and labor costs. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel, and I've heard some solutions to help mitigate the closures. Kwasi Kwarteng, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Treasury Secretary equivalent, announced in his fiscal plan to cancel a planned duty tax rate increase for beer, cider, wine, and spirits. It is a welcome help, however, not long after he stepped down, as well as Liz Truss as Prime Minister, and the new Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, and Jeremy Hunt, the new Chancellor of the Exchequer. Jeremy Hunt's plan, however, is not so rosy. Inside the House of Commons, Jeremy Hunt explained his plan in how to fight the cost of living crisis, and majority was talked about in the autumn statement was an increase in taxes and cutting public spending. Also, that VAT would remain the same and will not be reduced, negatively affecting the service sector. Another solution was to offer businesses a temporary 6-month energy package to help owners with the increased cost of living. There is also one member's dedication that I happen to be a part of. CAMRA, short for Campaign for Real Ale, is an organization that promotes ales, ciders, and beers throughout the UK. One of their mission statements is protecting local pubs around the UK by bringing awareness to Parliament, as well as try to get some pubs listed in Grade 2 status for historical and or architectural significance. I asked for an interview with a member with CAMRA. Unfortunately, they haven't responded back, as I've tried contacting the main organization and both local branches near me. It's quite unfortunate, actually. For these reasons, it's only a matter of time before pubs could be gone from the UK. The many calls from pub owners for help seem to fall on deaf ears from Parliament. Granted, it was the government's actions from lockdowns and the increase in costs that has business owners on the brink. Lowering the value-added tax would help, as well as lower the tax bill, instead of giving subsidies. We'll see what happens in the future, and what Rishi Sunak, a different Conservative or Labour Party Prime Minister would do before they lose a British icon. That is all for today, and have a good night, y'all. Bye.